Igbinijesu Nosa, who said he is a businessman, was the first witness of the day and adopted his deposition, which states that he was a ward collation agent for APC in a local government area. The witness under cross-examination by counsel to INEC Onyinye and Monye and counsel to APC Lateef Fagbemi SAN said before visiting the ward collation center, he voted in his unit where he said there was continuous accreditation and voting. The witness also said he is acquainted with Professor Edoba Amoyege, who was the ward collation agent of the PDP, and that he did not receive any complaint from him about the conduct of the election. The witness was thereafter handed exhibits PO 23(1), 9, 10, 11, and 16 by counsel to the petitioners Ferdinand Obiesene and asked if the used ballot papers were 1,003 and the unused ballot papers were 1,138. But before the witness could respond, counsel to Governor Godwin Obaseki Adetunji Oyeyekpo SAN objected on the grounds that the witness cannot be cross-examined on a material he did not make, as the witness was a ward agent and not a unit agent. Counsel to APC Lateef Fagbemi SAN and counsel to INEC Onyinye and Monye, who adopted the submissions of the second respondent, said the witness cannot be cross-examined with respect to the document, since there is a difference between what the law states and the facts, and that since the tribunal has been consistent, the witness can only identify the documents and not give evidence based on the exhibits. In his argument, counsel to the petitioners Ferdinand Obiesene said since the witness stated in paragraphs 18 of his deposition that what the petitioners allege in their petition are baseless and untrue, not allowing the witness to be cross-examined will mean not challenging the content of his statement, particularly as the witness asserted that there was no overvoting in units where he functioned as ward collation agents. Ferdinand Obiesene added that restraining the petitioners from cross-examining the witness would be a great disservice to the petitioners. In his ruling, chairman of the tribunal, Justice Ahmed Badamasi, said in an earlier ruling, the tribunal asked the respondent's witness to identify documents citing the case of Buhari versus INEC. The tribunal chairman said unit agents have been cross-examined on voters' register and forms EC8A because they signed such documents. But since the witness in question is a ward agent, he can only be cross-examined on forms EC8B, which he signed as ward agent, and not on any other documents. The witness thereafter identified the exhibits as the voters' register and unit results for his ward. The second, third, and fourth witnesses also testified before the tribunal that no agent of political parties who visited the collation center complained of any irregularities. The second witness, Dennis Igodaru-Hiefe, under cross-examination by counsel to the petitioner, said he did not have contact with the voters' register before he made his deposition, even though he stated in his deposition that there were no discrepancies and disharmony in the election results. The fourth witness, under cross-examination by INEC, said in Ward 4, no agent made a complaint. He later told counsel to the petitioners that he never visited Ward 4 throughout the period of the exercise, as he was a local government collation agent, and that he only visited Ward 6 in Norman West, and that election in Ward 6 was free and fair. A total of 70 witnesses testified for the second respondent. Meanwhile, the tribunal has adjourned to Thursday this week for the third respondent, APC, to open its defense. Counsel addressed journalists at the end of proceedings.
No, it went on fine as the proceedings have been going on. Everything is smooth sailing. We thank God, and we pray that it will be this smooth, or if not smoother, for the remaining part of the period. We're okay. We are fine. Everybody is, both the petitioners and the respondents. Glory be to God. And I believe that you are also fine, you members of the press.
There are questions that they could not answer. We raised objection and the tribunal upheld their objection. So we are satisfied with them.
I wanted the witness to identify some documents under cross-examination, and they raised objection. And the tribunal upheld the objection. We drew the Honorable Tribunal's attention to that precedent of how the issue was handled in the past. But the tribunal, in its wisdom, stated that the situation that we were confronted with this morning is different from what happened in the past. It's not a favorable ruling, but you know, in litigation, if you block one road, the person moving can go and pass another road. Sometimes you either fly to Kaduna or you go by road to Kaduna. The important thing is to arrive at your destination.
As the day breaks, The proceeding at the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Benin is becoming more interesting. For example, on Thursday last week, the issue on whether or not award collation agents can be cross-examined on the documents that have been tendered before the tribunal came up. And chairman of the tribunal, Justice Ahmed Badamasi, ruled that since the witness mentioned the South document in his deposition, there was need for the witness to be cross-examined on the document. However, the day's proceeding was different, as the chairman of the tribunal this time around ruled that the witness cannot be cross-examined on documents that he had no contact with, since the witness, who is award collation agent, only collected the said documents from the unit agents. From the Edo State Governorship Election Petitions Tribunal sitting in Benin, Best Mbiere reporting.